Hello, in this video, we're going to talk about adding diagrams to a custom report. So we've gotten a few questions and one just recently, especially pertaining to navigation elements. So I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about cover pages again and reports. I mean, navigation in your projects, especially when they get large and complex, can be daunting to the team members and stakeholders from the point of ideation all the way through delivery. I mean, being able to navigate very complex projects or even simple projects becomes very important part of project management and your communication strategies. All right, so here I have a cover page for a project, and it has many navigation elements, and it even has subpackages for further interstitial pages or landing pages within the project in order to get back to or navigate around a particular project. Now in this project, I have this model, which is a duplicate of this model for the most part. So this was the starting model or cover page that the users land on. And this namespace we created for this communication plan and this demonstration called Navigation Explained. And what we did was we selected everything that was in here using Control A, and we simply copied it into a new diagram here for this particular demonstration and this report. This is not a good practice. What I should have done was taking this model here. If I right click and go in the browser here, I should have moved it to this namespace here as part of the project management and communication plan. I'm going to go ahead and leave it this way for now, especially this demonstration, because I want to make a point. All right. So within this namespace, what I did also was I took this as a duplicate from this ARD. So if I right click on this, this happens to be in this namespace under ARDs, while this one, right click on it, go into the browser, is in our namespace for this particular report we're going to create. And this will make more sense in a moment why or why not you want to do this. And another point I want to make, I'm going to go back over to this ARD one, that again happens to be within the main project page versus the one that we want. Right click here, go over to the browser, this one here. So I'm going to bring both of them up. You can see it has a different name than the ARDs. So ARDs is the acronym, and here it is spelled out. All right. So what I don't want to do from Navigation Explained is have it go to this model. So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to go ahead and change where this element here is navigating to. So you'll notice that when I select the element that I want to make changes on, and I'm over on the Properties tab, and mine's in the lower right, I'll see something called Hyperlink, right? And this applies to whether you're using navigation cells or you're using hyperlinks. And it says the type is diagram, and where it's navigating to is the ARD's namespace, ARD's diagram. What we want to do is we want to hit set and bring up this dialog box here. And we actually want it to go to this diagram. I'm going to hit OK. And now that's been changed. Now, if I go back to the requirements management cover page, and I look at this, this is going to the Navigation Explained cover page, and I might not want that to happen. So in order to rectify that, we're going to go back, and to this one, we're going to set it back to its original point. So I can find that if I go into, here it is right here under project main page, I want it to go back to the one that we just set. All right. So now when I go to this, right namespace and the right diagram. If I want to, on the Navigation Explained, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here, we're going to go to the diagram that we want. I'm going to bring it in as a navigation cell. Could bring it as a hyperlink, but navigation cell. I'm not going to create an icon or an image to go into that. I'm just going to hit escape to keep them different. So this one now takes us to, if I right click on this, the original ARDs, while this one takes us to the diagram that we want to use in the report and explain, right? So I'm going to go back here to the navigation explained. I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to move this one here and set it. And then I can come back in and I can add back in any icon that I want by right clicking on it and then setting the appearance to a particular element that I want to use. All right. So I'm just going to choose this one for now. And it took the name that we wanted versus the one that's here. All right. Okay. So what we want to do now is create our report. So I am going to close everything except for this diagram. So I'm nice and clean. And I'm going to right click on here and make sure I'm on the right package that I want to report on, navigation explained. And I'm going to hit function key 8 to bring up the generate documentation dialog box. And again, I can go to publish tab and I can select report builder, generate documentation to get there. So either way works fine, right? Now, if I look through the canned reports or even our current custom reports, I don't have anything here that is going to do what I want to do. So I want to create a custom report. We're going to go to resources. We're in document publishing. Here's all the canned templates and other canned represented by the way, the dark red. You can't edit these, right? Here are our custom. So we're going to focus on our custom. And what we're going to do in our custom templates is we're going to right click on templates, create a template, and we're going to give it a name. And let's call it COM plan for communication plan dash navigation. All right. Call it anything you want. And we'll just go with that. Templates, we want to use templates. So we're good with that. And then copy. Here you can pick a canned template or a custom template and reuse the reporting structure for doing what you want to accomplish. I sometimes start with model report because that has almost everything in it. And then the template group, you can create a project management group if you want. Let's go ahead and do that. Project management, and then hit enter. And then we're going to hit OK, right? So now it created a group called project management, and it has our template that's in here using the model template. So I scroll down, brings in everything from the model template that we can customize from this point on. So let's look over here in sections in the report writer and see what model template gave us. So package element gave us external requirements, scenarios, and all these fun things. We want to include the diagram within our report. So we're going to leave that checked. Let's look at element. We want to leave everything in here. What's kind of interesting is there are some elements in here we might want to look at, such as, hey, here's a diagram one that's on the element. So this is if there's a diagram relevant to the element. Let's just leave that checked for now. Go ahead and minimize this one, keep our focus. Let's see here. Connectors. Really don't need any connectors. These are relationships, associations, etc., source to target, and more. I don't need that, so I'm going to uncheck it. Now, notice you get this warning here, confirm delete. If you do this, you can't undo it, right? But I'm sure I want to remove it, so I'm going to hit OK, and it's gone. Removed it from the report, all right? Child packages, want to leave that one in here. This is good enough for now. We can always come back in here and make changes. We can hit the save icon here, or we can simply hit Control S, right, to save this. We're going to leave this up. We're going to go back over to the model in which we want to report on. We're going to right click and make sure we're on the right namespace or package that we want to report on. And we're going to hit function key 8 to bring up the dialog box. And here, it's on the right package. We're going to go ahead and leave the output file to named the document. We're using Word, so docx is fine. But model template, well, we don't want to use model template. We want to use the new template that we just created and see what it looks like. So let's go ahead and generate to this output file, hit generate, and now it's going out and generating this report, and it is done. Let's go ahead and view it. So here we have the report with this diagram in it. Here's all the elements with their explanations or intelligence or data under each one of them. And we have the assumptions, risk, and dependencies diagram that's in here. So this is all looking good. Let's go ahead and close this. Well, before I close it, let me make a point. Let's say I don't want or don't need a diagram to show in my report, right? I don't want to do it within, if I go back over to our template, I don't want to make changes here. If I don't want a diagram to show up in a report, let's look at how we can do that. We're going to leave our report writer up here. We're going to go back over to this report. Make sure you close the report before you do any more editing or testing. Otherwise, if you try to run the report, you're going to get an error. If I right click on here and I go to browser, it's going to the diagram that holds these elements. This is correct for us. We're going to double click in here. We're going to go to diagram in the properties window here. And here you have document generation options, exclude image from documentation. We're going to check this. There we go. We can go ahead and close this. No, I'm going to leave it open for this demonstration. I'm going to go back up to the namespace or package that I want a report on. I'm going to hit function key 8, and I'm going to leave everything unchanged. And I'm going to go ahead and generate another report. Now, again, if I had that other report, this report open, I would get an error, close it, and then come back and redo it. So let's hit view and look. So everything looks good. Everything still looks good. ARDs. Here is ARD section with all the elements in it. And you'll notice that the diagram is not showing in the report. Let's go ahead and go all the way back to the top, make some minor changes here. Let me go here, report writer here. I'm going to turn this on. You can see that we can now see these. I can turn it off, turn it on, right? I don't need all of this white space. So I do want to leave one in. So I'm going to go through here and just remove these in the report so that they're not showing up. Let's see any more. Oh, looks good. Good enough. There we go. Let's hit Control S to save, or you can hit the little save disk here. And let's now run this report. So if I come back over to what I want to run on, right click, find in the browser, this is where I want to report on from this package here. So I'm going to hit function key 8. From function key 8, get the dialog. I'm not going to change anything in here. Let's go ahead and hit generate. And there we go. We're done. View. And now I've got those extra spaces removed, so it's a little cleaner. A little cleaner. All right. And there's a lot more that I can do. Go ahead and close this. Come back over to the template. You know, I can Control A. I can change the font to Verdana or Calibri, and I can make all sorts of changes. All right. I can go down through the elements, and you can see here, even though I changed everything in Sparx, it didn't pick it up. I want to change this to Calibri. I can go ahead and do that throughout the artifact, but in this demonstration, I don't need to do that. All right, I hope this video helped you. Build custom reports is very powerful, really helps you get to what you want to accomplish, what you want to communicate. I certainly don't kill trees anymore. I'm not going to print this on a printer, But having these reports in your model library or within your documentation library is very important to your delivery objectives. So you're going to be doing a lot of reporting. We're going to be talking about this a lot more as we proceed in this channel in delivering real projects. So until the next video, thanks very much for watching. How are you reporting? What kind of problems are you having? What kind of things do you want to know? Please let us know in comments down below, good or bad, right? And until that next episode, happy modeling.